The New Year's 2023 event is starting around the world in Pokemon Go. So first of all, let me say Happy New Year, and let's get right into some tips and tricks for this mini event in Pokemon Go. So this event's running December 31st, 8 p.m., January 4th, 8 p.m. local time. Bonuses during the event, we're gonna have quarter egg hatch distance for the first 3 eggs you incubate through the Pokemon Go egg hatching widget. You can download the widget, incubate eggs through there, and the first 3 you incubate, you'll have quarter distance. Then after that, all eggs will be half egg incubator distance for the rest of the event. Wild spawns during the event will be Costume Bulbasaur, Costume Charmander, Costume Squirtle, Costume Pikachu, Costume Hoothoot, Costume Wobbuffet, and Costume Wurmple. We'll have exclusive 7-kilometer eggs you can get during the event and hatch into Costume Pichu, Cleffa, Igglybuff, Togepi, Tyrogue, Smoochum, Elekid, Magby, Azurill, and Wynaut. So literally all baby Pokemon. We'll have exclusive 1-star raids for Costume Bulbasaur, Costume Charmander, Costume Squirtle, Costume Pikachu, and Costume Hoothoot. Exclusive 3-star raids for Costume Raticate, Costume Nidorino, Costume Gengar, and Costume Wobbuffet. 5-star raids, of course, will be Reshiram. However, Reshiram does start at 10 a.m. on the 1st, so you won't be seeing raids overnight on the 31st, and Mega raids for Mega Steelix. There will be fireworks lighting up the sky during this event to celebrate the new year 2023. There'll be a new exclusive hat and avatar pose you can purchase in the in-game shop, and of course exclusive stickers you can get from spinning Pokestops, opening gifts, or purchase them in the in-game shop. There'll also be 2 new boxes in the shop. You can check them out on screen. Honestly, decent value on these. Definitely would probably be worth grabbing them, especially the egg one if you're gonna be hatching eggs. Now we also have some exclusive research during the event. Starting with the field research, the tasks include hatch an egg for 1,000 stars or hatch 2 eggs for 2,023 Stardust. Finally, there'll be a collection challenge during the event, which requires you to catch these 3 Pokemon and will get you 2,023 Stardust to celebrate the new year. So let's get right into the tips, and as always, let's talk about what are the best wild spawn spawns in this event that you should go after. First of all, we have Party Hat Bulbasaur, which you cannot evolve, but it's great to grind candies for Venusaur, in which Venusaur is good in the Great League and the Ultra League, and also good for the Mega Venusaur form, so great opportunity to grind candies for this costume Pokemon. We then have Charmander with the costume. However, this Charmander, you can actually evolve all the way up into Party Hat Charizard. Charizard is going to be now good in the Great League and the Ultra League with the new buff to Wing Attack, and also, of course, good for the Mega form in the Y form or the X form. If you don't have a good IV one, you can get the Party Hat one in the Y. We then have Party Hat Squirtle, which again, you cannot evolve, but good to grind candies for any Blastoises you might have, in which Blastoise has a Mega form, which you want to make sure you have powered up. We then have the New Year's Hat Hoothoot, which for the first time you can evolve into the New Year's Hat Noctowl. Noctowl has been making waves in the Great League, one of the new best Pokemon with the Wing Attack move update, so definitely a Pokemon you're going to want to have a good IV for, and you can hunt these Hoothoots in the wild. We then have Party Hat Wobbuffet. Now, Wobbuffet that is not purified is not good, but this is great to grind candies for a purified Wobbuffet, and the reason you want it purified is you want the exclusive move Return on it for the Great League. It's a great Pokemon for the Great League, but it needs to have that move Return for a Wobbuffet to be good, so you're gonna have to purify a Shadow form to get it. That's it for the wild spawns. I know there's not a lot. Now let's hop into the raids. As far as 1-star raids go, pretty much we talked about everything that's in there, but in the 3-star raids, we're going to see Gengar. Now, Gengar itself does have a Mega form, Mega Gengar, and you can Mega Evolve this Party Hat Gengar, which is amazing. Also, Gengar does have some niche play in the Ultra League, so not a bad Pokemon to grab there. That moves us on into the 5-star raids with Reshiram, which actually during this event will get a new legacy move, Fusion Flare. Is this legacy move any good on Reshiram? Well, yeah, it is. Fusion Flare is going to make Reshiram the #1 overall fire type raid attacker in the game, not including Megas, of course. Reshiram was already the #1 fire type raid attacker in the game, but Fusion Flare just makes it that much better. It's just that good of a raid hacking move. As far as PvP goes, Reshiram's not going to see any play in the Ultra League or the Great League, but in the Master League, you're going to see Fusion Flare Reshiram at rank 18. Now, Fusion Flare is not the necessary moveset to run on Reshiram. You can run Crunch, Draco Meteor, but the recommended moveset on PvPoke is going to be Fusion Flare, Draco Meteor, so definitely give it a try. Fusion Flare is definitely a move you're going to want on Reshiram, so make sure you catch a lot of them because this is a very good Pokemon. That moves on to the Mega Raids, Mega Steelix. Mega Steelix is not a very good Mega in Pokemon Go, but it does give you Mega Boost for Steel and Ground types, so definitely a Mega worth getting Mega Energy for and maxing out to get you extra candy. Well, now one of the most important resources in Pokemon Go is candy, so let's talk about how to get a lot of candy during this event. First of all, using Pineapple Berries, you can use regular Pineapple Berries to multiply or catch candy by 2 and Silvers by 2.344. Second off, you can Mega Evolve a Pokemon to get extra candy for catching Pokemon that share a type with that Mega. What Mega should we be Mega Evolving during this event? Well, we should be Mega Evolving a Fire type Mega in my opinion. Reason being, of course, we have Reshiram in raids and you can get more candy and XL candy for catching Reshiram, which is very hard candy to get. But we also have Party Hat Charmander in the wild, which is probably one of the most meta relevant spawns as Mega Charizard Y is such a good Pokemon. Definitely Mega Evolve a Fire type. I will throw on screen all the options you could go for. If you don't agree with me though, let me know in the comment section below what you're going to be Mega Evolving. Also, we can trade. It is the season of Mythical Wishes, which means you get a guaranteed XL candy every time you trade away a Pokemon if you're above level 31. Make sure you save any meta relevant Pokemon that are good with XL candies to trade away. That includes things like Gengar, probably things like Bulbasaur, the Charmander, the Squirtle, and trade those away with a friend when you have the opportunity. You get 1 XL candy each one you give away, which is a lot of XL candies you can grind just from saving Pokemon and trading them away. Finally, you can transfer Pokemon. It has been confirmed that Blitzel Spotlight Hour is going to be on January 31st from 6 to 7 p.m. and we're going to have 2 times transfer candy during that Spotlight Hour. So save any meta relevant Pokemon you might want to transfer. Probably a lot of those egg Pokemon like Togepi, and even the raids like Gengar, and save them to transfer them during that spotlight hour. Now that's a perfect segue into the eggs. We have a lot of 7-kilometer eggs, which are all hatching baby Pokemon during this event. Let's talk about if they're worth it. First of all the egg Pokemon have a 1 in 64 shiny rate, so there is a pretty high odds you do hatch a shiny during this event, so it can be great to go after these eggs. In terms of which ones are really going to be meta relevant, probably only Togepi in there, which evolves into Togekiss. Togekiss is a good fairy type raid attacker and also a good Master League Pokemon. You could also argue that Azumarill evolves into Azumarill, which Azumarill is a good Great League Pokemon, but none of them are too meta relevant, especially with their egg hatching IVs. But if you are a shiny hunter, this is a great event to go after to try to get some of these shiny baby Pokemon because they can be used as good trade leverage. Remember, we also have that incubator half distance, so make sure you use that egg hatching widget to get quarter distance. Finally, if you do plan on evolving any of these baby Pokemon, remember baby Pokemon are cheaper to unlock a second charge move before you evolve them. For example, look at this Togetic here. To add a second attack, it's 50,000 Stardust and 50 candies. Then we take a look at the Togepi here, it's 10,000 Stardust and 25 candies. So make sure you unlock a second charge move before you evolve it. Remember, this only goes for baby Pokemon, but since all these Pokemon are baby Pokemon, if you plan on evolving them, double move them before you evolve them if you were gonna double move them in the end. And that leads us on finally to our platinum medal tips. You need 35 platinum medals, go from level 48 to 49 in Pokemon Go. Which one should you start working on during this event, as you should be getting ahead of it since it's not easy to grind these medals. First of all, of course, the breeder medal, hatch 2,500 eggs. We have the 7-kilometer eggs with the half distance. You know, it's pretty easy to hatch eggs during this event to work on this medal if you haven't completed it. You can even do it with your free incubator if you don't want to spend money. We also have the Pikachu fan medal. We have that new Pikachu spawning in the wild. Make sure you catch as many as you can if you haven't catched 1,000 Pikachus. Also remember, receiving a Pikachu from trade does count towards this medal, so if your friend catches a lot of Pikachus, trades them to you, that's another way to grind this medal. We also have the pilot medal, earn 10 million kilometers across the distance of all Pokemon trades. Since we're going to be hatching 7-kilometer eggs during this event, you're going to be receiving those 7-kilometer eggs from your friends. If your friends live around the world, those eggs are technically from where your friend sent that gift, which means the original location of that Pokemon is where from your friend sent that gift. So you can save those 7-kilometer egg Pokemon you hatch, trade them with locally caught Pokemon, and add a lot of kilometers towards the pilot medal, since the distance between here and where your friend sent the gift is a lot, right? Final medal is going to be the Rising Star medal, defeat 150 species of Pokemon in raids. Take a look at the raid roster. If there's any of the Pokemon you haven't raided before, raid them at least once to get a point towards the Rising Star. But remember, we've debunked it. Costume Pokemon do not count as a separate species anymore. So if you've raided a Gengar before, raiding a costume Gengar won't do anything. And that is it, guys. I want to wish you guys all a happy new year, man. It has been an insane year. Looking back at it, how much success we've had on the channel, I just really want to just say thank you. This doesn't mean we're stopping though. 2023 is going to be our year. I really plan on expanding the channel into different types of content, not just strictly informational, but I really want to try to make more of those entertaining videos, those challenge videos, all that stuff. And we're going to be doing more of that. Remember to enjoy the New Year's and let's kill it in 2023. We're going to see you all in the next one, guys. Follow this, everybody. Peace.